What's up, y'all? In the group. Now look, again, I'm a coach. You know, if you watch Chris's videos, he talks about 3% mentality a lot. And I need y'all to grasp that. So look at how many people are in this group. Only 3% of you will ever achieve this. Because it's almost mastery. You cannot have fear at all in your body. Look, this case that I'm going through here in Fulton County has taught me one thing. That fear is truly false evidence appearing real. If y'all would have saw some of the shit I did for my kids, some of the doors I kicked in, carrying cameras around courthouses, videotaping the shit out of everything, because I knew I had one hell of an extortion documentary at the end of this. So, I had wrote the senator a long time ago, John Ossoff. And it's funny that I have my hearing tomorrow and he wrote me back today. I just did a live on the channel. You can see it, the next video below. And what I had to say about the situation. You know, I've never been a fan of government. I've never been one to vote. I just lived life. But when I had my awakening moment, which a lot of y'all need to get there, you know, for the ones in here, the naysayers, the laughers, the egos, you know, if you're looking to go do a 1099A just to purchase a car because you want a nice car to feel like, yeah, fancy, you're not going to get it. You're not. It's connected to God. God's going to give people things who need things, right? It's not a want thing. I don't even own a car. I don't really need a car. Where I live at, I live in the wealthiest part of Atlanta, and I ride around. I have 2 electric scooters. I got an electric bike, and I like my life. I like to be active. I like to be out there. Again, with coaching, I learned how to structure my business up until this nonsense. I was working about 10 hours a week, clearing well over $2,000. On that bike, I did have a $50,000 month that came with a paid-for office space in a financial building. It was pretty enlightening to see the things that I learned in books and meditation and how I learned I could bring things to life. But look, sometimes you bring bad things to life too, and you have to be accountable. Like this whole entire thing with my wife, I'm accountable. You know, going back through all the evidence of, you know, where the nonsense started with these guys that she would date, I could see where they kind of pulled me out of my spiritual Zen moment. And I look back at some of my replies and I was just like, that didn't even sound like me, but I never threatened anybody in a way to deserve a TPO. So in my case, it was pretty simple. It's just like what they tell you. I was in front of the judge, no attorney. I didn't need one. But she made me feel like I needed one. And at the time, I had plenty of money. So I was like, all right, is this how we play this game? And I started to think like a really wealthy person, like somebody worth $100 million. And I was like, well, they wouldn't treat them like this. And that's how I feel inside. So fuck it. Let's roll. Wow, what a stupid decision. But anyway, anybody in this group, there's one book that so many people I've met, so many people are doing a lot of big things. One book, Power of Subconscious Mind. It is like the book to rip you down a rabbit hole. What's the rabbit hole? You know, you're in these groups learning about things about the government, right? And then it might corrupt your mind a little bit because then you might you want to fight the government. That's not the key. All right, the key is knowing, and then believing is the bigger key. So there's a lot of people in here like, well, I didn't see it work Chris Hauser's way. Look, if Chris Hauser says that he did it, says that he has people commenting, and if you read the comments, there are people in there with success stories, and then he's working with people to do brokerages. And like, what do you think this guy's lying to you? Why? Then after finding Chris, I started finding all kinds of other creators. There's quite a few good ones out there. You know, yeah, some people ask for donations, some people ask for consultations, but that's the way they're doing it. I'm okay with that. You know, Chris doesn't ask for money, and I love that, but he's got that heart. He's also a warrior. He's like me. I have this case tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. And for the first time, I'm going to go and I am going to challenge jurisdiction. And I'm going to ask right away for the case to be dismissed. But not just that. I'm going to have stipulations on top of this. And don't worry, you will all see what I do. They stole $4,000 from me. I want my money back. I want my back with the quickness. Right? That $4,000 can help me right now. And I promise you, I'm about to go in that bedroom in there and meditate my ass off and create that $4,000 and create the story where my kids are back with me. And the woman who created the separation and alienation, she could chill in the background for a while and cool herself off. Look, I don't mean my wife no harm at all. I still love my wife. It's just not in that way. I love my wife like all men should love the people that you say you love. I love everybody. You know, I had somebody say in a voice note today, I know you're still in love with your wife. And you know, that should have triggered me a little bit, like, in love. But no, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I am in love. I'm in love with everybody. I'm in love with everything. I love life. It's an adventure. It's an experience. Look, tomorrow, I look at it as another experience. All right? But I look at it as a powerful experience. Because those who don't have fear, I mean, shit, I already looked at it like, what's the worst they could do? Put me in jail? Go ahead. With the tools that I just learned, I thought I was dangerous as a spiritual teacher in jail. Look, the last time I got locked up, I got picked up on a traffic warrant that my wife and some lady got me arrested to try to get me to go homeless. And it was for driving on suspended. I knew it carried a 2-day sit in jail. So I was okay with it. I wanted it behind me. So when I went in, a lot of broken ass mindset sitting there. And since I was in there on a failure to appear, you don't really have a bond. And a couple of guys, as soon as I got in there, they were like, you don't have a bond? I'm like, what? They're like, where from? I said, Forsyth. I said, what? They go, see that guy over there? He's in here the same type of shit. Right in Atlanta. He's been here for 2 months. Still doesn't have a court date. I said, listen, I'm going to tell you how the fuck this works. Number one, I'm a Southern guy. And at that point, Southern just meant to me that I don't even squish a fucking bug. You know, I don't eat animals. My Southern routine's a little bit different. I'm an energy guy. I look at the planet. I look at the problems. And I understand we got to make changes. But I also do it for my personal energy. All right, the same reason why I operate my business without a car. I have a less carbon footprint. So you connect to the laws of attraction better. I've proved all this. So anyway, I told the guy, I said, look, I fucked up back in the day. I drove on the suspended. Even though I was going to pick up a check to feed my family, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Car was insured, tagged, titled. The little sticker was ripped. He got me. You know, I said, here we are. They're broken mindsets. No, man, I'm telling you. I said, all right, I'm going to tell you how the fuck this is going to work. I'm going to sit over there and I'm going to meditate a lot. You're going, like, really, a lot. And I said, at 48 hours, I'm going to walk the fuck out that door. And these guys are like, no way. Nope. You don't understand, man. When you're in this jail, I'm pretty sure I was in Fulton. And I had to be moved over to Forsyth. They're like, dude, they will buy out just to keep you here, like make money off of you. I was like, look, you don't understand how the fuck this works. That's your belief. Stay out of my head. We can all chill, have fun. You want to talk spirituality. And really quick, I started watching guys make shifts. And they wanted to talk more. They wanted to talk about God. They wanted to talk about law of attraction. And a lot of them were in there for some silly shit. But I could see why they were in there. You know, everything's about energy. One guy was like a mortgage broker. Made $150 a year. You know, and as he got talking, he was in there for like stalking his neighbor by just pointing a camera on her house. And I was like, hold up, man, it's some God shit. Keep talking. And I just started being aware, listening to conversations. You know, here he liked to shoot meth every once in a while. I'm not addicted to it. I just like to do it once in a while. Look at his arms. He had beat up veins and shit. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So I tried to get into his head, and they were looking at him as like the awareness of the jail cell. Like he was like the just really cool guy, you know. Just, you know, he was just that guy in jail. There's always that guy. There's always that one fucking guy. I could see Chris being that guy. And he was just that guy. You could sit and chill and talk. Educated guy. And I did my thing. I kept meditating. We kept shooting the shit. You know, I didn't worry about the clock. When I would meditate, I've been locked up plenty of times for drinking and driving, all dumb shit. Nothing ever serious. Always traffic. And, well, fighting too, but old shit. And I would just meditate. And I would meditate on hearing that, Kaiser, come on, time to go. I've heard it so many times. So I would just meditate on it, meditate on it, meditate on it. And I just let it out of my head about being there. You know, I didn't care about being there anymore. I looked at it as now I'm educating guys. And the one piece of education I was trying to get them was, do you want to know what creates this illusion? And they're like, what? I was like, all of our mindsets. I was like, I'm in here from something old. So, you know, I haven't done anything bad. I'm just reaping back what I sowed. And I said, but some of y'all motherfuckers are in here just plain out stupidity. Like, it's energy, guys. And yous are keeping the shithole the fuck open. And the problem with our society is there will always be a new person to keep the shithole open because of lack of education. What's the lack of education? You're programmed to eat processed foods every day of your life. Why? It fucks up your neural pathways. It gives you bad thought waves. So basically, anything that you're attracted to, a lot of us ego people fall into this. And I used to be a super ego. And whatever you think about is what you manifest in your life. Good, bad, or ugly. I used to think about a lot of partying, a lot of sex, and I had a very interesting life. I was a club promoter. I did it all. I was an experience guy. I chased experiences. Those experiences landed me in jail a lot. But I knew I was never trying to hurt anybody. So I always knew I'd get out really quick. The most I ever did was 5 days. And that was from another county trying to set me up on charges that weren't even like, I beat that shit with a public defender. They were trying to give me 10 years. Steroids. And long story short, sure enough, I was actually just chilling. Totally forgot about even being there. And Kaiser! And I looked at dude. He looked at me and was like, I said, I told you. And he was like, I'm going to fucking meditate. And I started laughing. I said, all right, before I leave, just hear your name being called. For whatever reason, man, know that you're done with the bullshit. Know when you get out, you're not shooting meth. You're going to be a good person. You're not worried about your fucking neighbors. You're not envying. You're not hating. You're just living your life with a purpose. When you get out, make sure it's not about money. Make sure it's about doing something you love to do. And, you know, I got out of there. Sure enough, by the time I got to Forsyth County, and I had my buddy come and get all my shit to go get the money out. Here's the funny part. Drained all my accounts. So when I got out of jail, I had $1 in my bank account. A fucking $1. And I was like, thanks, God. Look, if you let God work, there's always a lesson in it. And I'm like, Chris, I'll go down for y'all. It's all about, we need more alpha males. Males that understand that we don't have to punch people in the face anymore. We got to beat them with this and this. We got to start being vocal. We all got to come together, one energy. Look, Chris has taught me things about who we are as people. Chris taught me about Jesus and the letter J and how old it is. That we were all black at one point in time, but I kind of already knew that because I seen it in meditations. And I kind of feel like I got a little bit of Martin Luther King in me. But we all have to understand that there's a program here. Rap music programs the shit out of black America to end up in jail. They fall for that worse than anybody because it's that ego. They want that money. They want that lifestyle. And I can promise everybody. Just like I tell young dudes who are still running around getting drunk, chasing after puss. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, at 47, I banged them all. I went through 200 chicks probably. I don't know. I don't remember any of them. Literally. Out of all the women I've been with, you can only really pick out a couple sexual experiences. Think about it. If you had a fulfilled sex life, if you drank a lot, these are the things that the government puts in front of us. These are the apples in the Bible. Your alcohol, your drugs, your sex, your PORN, all that stuff. They're just apples. And the more of them apples you can avoid, your life will go better. Now I'll take even deeper, like what I just learned about my life. I had a lot of people I cared about do a lot of rotten shit to me. Yeah, I was reaping old energy that I sowed. I'm accountable. Still broke my fucking heart. Pissed me off to the point that I started creating content to smash them. I shouldn't have did that. I can admit to that. I shouldn't have did that. I got pulled off of my my balance. I let negative energy provoke me. And here's the tricky thing. Before I lived in a reality of if I don't see it, personally see it, it's not happening. But throughout this case, I kept having people drop evidence in my lap. It sucks to hear your kids get screamed at and listen to your wife get beat the fuck up for an hour. It sucks even worse when you hear that there's 107 videos or audios just like that. And then you start thinking about your kids and the fucking trauma that they had to go through. But here it is. I didn't experience it. Now, I also understand my kids are conscious creators. Their incarnation was to be with me and my wife. So, they got a little bit of crazy in them. Now, my reality, because of being a life coach and studying my ass off for 4 years, knowing these days would come, I can help my kids through their life. I can teach them energy. I can break them out of that. Now, here's the even trickier part, and I'm going to spin y'all's heads. Believe it or not, my kids will still have a reality where I'm the dad who I was in the 0 to 7. All right? But they're going to have an interesting fucking reality because they took on a lot of mom's program. And they're going to go break off into that in their own little world. They're still going to be in my world. All right? You have to understand this. They're still going to be a part of my world. But they have their own timelines that they will go off and they'll have their own experience. I'll just be the dad in that experience. And who knows? They might drive that version of me fucking bonkers. We might not speak. I don't know. In my life, like my son says, because of my bike, because of being the available dad who kept his kids outside 7 days a week, I didn't work when I had my kids. I structured my life around freedom, so I didn't have to do shit like that. And in the moments of when mom would take off, I didn't care about money. God gave me everything I needed all the time. I went through 4 evictions, never to see a cop. I just kept moving to a nicer place. And then I learned about, there's little tricks tricks to this game like CPN numbers and trade lines. And now I know about this. And look, I can make all that shit work. I made it work here. Somebody come to this building and try to get in here on a CPN. It ain't going to happen. But I talk to God. I meditate. I have a huge heart. I have a humanitarian heart. My ultimate goal in life is to create quality kids content with my children, awareness content. I want my kids to be the kids teaching other kids not to eat candy, not to eat processed foods, not to watch scary TV, and to spend a lot of time outside. And if you have kids, I hope that that's what you're trying to do too. Look, the world's shifting, the world's changing. There's a lot of craziness going on. Be smart, learn how to play the game. You got cash put away? Understand it's valueless. Buy yourself some gold and silver quick because it's running the fuck out. And I'm not kidding. It is running out. I've watched since Chris started talking about silver and gold coins that you needed for purchases. I was like, well, Chris is my angel. I better get some silver. And sure enough, after studying, it's not looking too good. But knowing that money is just, why do you think Chris doesn't give a shit? Why doesn't he doesn't want your money? Why? Because he understands where it's coming from. All right, he understands he's got a boatload coming. There's enough money for everybody when you believe there's enough money for everybody. Look, anytime we go through recession, Great Depression, inflation, the middle class is going to get fucked. All y'all 9-to-5ers, find God. All right? Power of the Subconscious Mind. Best book. Start there. Let that open up your mind. Start decalcifying this sucker. Get your third eye open. Stop drinking Coca-Cola. Stop drinking Mountain Dew. Stop consuming anything with high fructose corn syrup. Start educating yourself about your testosterone levels. Understand your sexual energy. Look, men with the PORN. That's not what women want, man. I hate to tell you. And when you become a really, really disciplined man and you're chasing mastery, you'll learn about sexual energy and you don't even want to let that stuff out. Look, I've been celibate for 3.5, 4 years now, and I've never had such control of my brain. All right? The old me, oh my God, craziness. The new me, even going through this case, I'm telling you right now, if I was still eating like shit, drinking alcohol, partying with my friends, running around bagging chicks, I probably would have shot myself. I believe I probably did that before anyway. Look, death is a little bit more of an illusion than you believe. That's why you don't have to have fear. If you're not afraid to die, then you shouldn't be afraid of shit. All right? And the true knowing is that if you believe, you receive. So I have always believed that from the discipline, from the 10-day meditation retreats, from everything I've done, I've always known I would access a level of information that would change my life. And, you know, Chris has done that. I'm a part of a humanitarian project that we're working on making big changes here too. Everything I've already learned from Chris, I'm already working with senior citizens, women over 65 to try to get their debts paid off. And I just started this shit. I just started really studying this 4 days ago. And I'm already like, yo, let's go. Just like the 1099A process. What is Chris trying to drill into your head? You got to get to mastery. You're not just going to watch a couple videos and take a 1099A and go in a dealership and get a car. You have to know the whole process. So that way you're creating that reality. You can sit down with the dealer like, all right, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to do this. You're going to do this. We're going to do this. Ding, dang, doom. And I still have to study all that part. That's why people keep asking me about the dealership. Look, I just wanted to throw the line out there, get one hooked, and know they're there. All right, they already ran my credit. They're there. I got them on the line. Now, when I can walk in there, just in case they've never done this process, I'm going to say, hey, look, The fucking economy's collapsing. And if you guys want to use this, go right ahead. Walk into a dealership. They're greedy little peckerheads. Look, guys. Go in the finance department. Like, go to the important people and say, look, I know this shit works. All right? This is how we do it. And now I'm not telling you, I don't want you to fucking get crazy with this because you'll get in trouble. But the economy's about to crash. Nobody's going to be buying fucking cars. Middle class is who buys cars. Nobody's going to be buying cars. Nobody's going to be buying houses. Except for maybe sovereign people who have 1099As, who know the process, who know about all the money. Think about that. And know how to sell it. Look, the number one attribute you can have in your life is sales. Knowing how to speak. Knowing how to communicate. Knowing how to sit down in any room. Man, you could put me in a jail cell and I'll fit right the fuck in. But you could put me in a boardroom in a suit and I'll fit right in. I could drop the F words like that. I could shift the character. I could shift the role. So that's what y'all got to wake up to. Neville Goddard's a great teacher. Your life's a little bit of acting, right? You go through your first part of your life. Maybe you have a 9 to 5. Maybe you wake up that your 9 to 5 was programmed into you by your parents, by your neighborhood, by your environment. Look, a lot of people have to move away, get away from all that stuff to reboot, reprogram. All right, look, I'm going to try to help everybody in this group. If y'all want to have lives, we can have lives. You want to talk about books, we can talk about books. But the first thing is shifting your energy in your life. Like the ego guys who want to put the fucking ha-ha shit. Like, again, grow the fuck up, man. Like, it's stupid. And don't get me wrong, I am no angel. So I'm not judging you. I see you as an old mirror of me. And it's cool. But that guy didn't get easy shit. He had to work for it. This guy gets easy shit. But it's got to be like 3:20 in the morning. I still have evidence to send over, even though I probably won't need it. But got to have a backup plan just in case. Because literally after I do this and I get her to dismiss it, now I'm going to say, whoa, we're not done. We're not done. Now you're going to change this custody order because I want you to go listen to the fucking trauma that you stuck my kids in. Because this judge took these kids from a spiritual dad. I don't fight with anybody. I don't scream and holler at anybody. My kids had to watch me get loud a couple times in this experience because they're not the same kids. My son and daughter didn't beat each other up anymore. Like, they were getting along great. They go watch that shit, watch a bunch of content, cartoons about hitting each other, and I have 2 little kids beating each other up again. And that's the problem with this country. We got to become aware parents. All right, look, content, phones, all this shit. When my kids come back, this shit's done. I'll be a content creator with my cameras, but this fucking iPhone, history. Going back to a little flipper. And then I'll still have this damn thing if I want to log on to Wi-Fi and say what's up. But I got to get some sleep. Again, if anybody needs any help, hit me up. Good energy, people. You're already getting it. If you're lost in ego space and you're eating McDonald's every day and you're going out to the bar getting fucked up, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, unless you got like 10 grand and I'll work. And look, I'm not teaching you 1099 stuff. I'm teaching you life coaching. And that's cheap, 10 grand. I just got a price for 12 grand for 6 months. And if you actually research life coaching, you'll see there's life coaches who make $1 million per client a year. That's why I went after it. But I did learn that I don't want to deal with too much of bullshit. So I focus on children. I focus on parenting. Look, the biggest thing here is you're married. And if you are in that marriage where you're fighting, you have to understand, you are her, she is you. You're mirroring each other. At some point in time, one of y'all are just going to get so fucking sick of it. And your suffering is going to add up so much that you're going to pop. And then you're going to look at that person different. Now, there is a way to fix that situation. And that's what you need to know. But that's a whole nother video. I love y'all. I mean that. I'm going to throw a little bit of editing on this one. But hey, if anybody happens to see this before 11 a.m., send me some good energy. All right? Let's dunk these motherfuckers because I'm sick of this. I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't cause it. Maybe, again, thoughts create reality. You got to be accountable. So yeah, in a way, this is my fault. But it's okay. I'm okay. I'm breathing. I had a nasty cough for a while, but it's probably because I've been puffing on fucking cigars like crazy because of just, the feeling I feel inside not seeing my kids. And the worst part is she won't even let me talk to them. It'd be a lot easier to deal with if I wasn't alienated. And it's funny, Chris had said something in a video about this, about how women think they're hurting us. I mean, she didn't fucking do anything to me. She just proved to me that I can make it through any storm. Any fucking storm. It just made me more powerful. Yeah, so much more powerful. But she did hurt my kids. And all I want for my wife is to get some help. You know? And any women out there, you're suffering from drinking, and OnlyFans is not the new ticket, all right? Don't even get me started on that shit. The problem with this country right now is we're dealing with a single parent epidemic. And that's where you're getting all these crazy kids from. And it goes back, though, to the food. Go ahead and do yourself a favor before I go. Go in the grocery store. Now, think about the average lunch in America for, middle-class parents that got a little bit of money. Maybe they're giving their kid, all right, Johnny, wake up. What do you want? Whatever the damn cereals are now that are tons of sugar. Johnny just started off his day with fucking a bowl of sugar. Now, Johnny goes to school. He has his lunch. Got a fucking Lunchable. Look up the sugar content in that son of a bitch. Or look up the sugar content in white bread, jelly, and peanut butter. If you're buying the cheap shit. And then think about whatever else he's snacking on. Look, ADHD, a lot of times, I'm sorry to tell y'all, it's bad diet. It's bad diet. Like, I look at anxiety I used to have, and when I changed my diet, and I'm a whole foods eater, I know that's extreme for a lot of people. We all have our own beliefs of what we want to put in our body. But I do it for the clarity. No more brain fog. No more anxiety. No more fear. That's where you can start to make shit happen. I love y'all. Peace.